that you could join us. If you're just watching for the first time, my name is Victoria Edshobu. I am your business startup coach. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and follow us on Instagram at Victoria Edshobu. So today we're going to talk about the difference between a company and a business name. When I have offers or when people want me to register their businesses, they are usually confused about the difference between a business name and a company. CAC, which is the Corporate Affairs Commission, the company's registry in Nigeria, allows you to register your business, either as an enterprise, that's a business name, or as a company, as a limited liability company or whatever other company that you're going to see. So in this video, I'm going to share with you simply how to differentiate between a company and a business name and whether that is suited for your business. Is that right? So let's get on to it. Okay, so we'll start with a business name. A business name is usually referred to as a sole proprietorship. A sole proprietorship means that one person can own a business name. More than one person can also own a business name, and that in this case will be called a partnership. Of course, a partnership can be registered as a company limited by liability or a company limited by partnership. But then, or a business limited by partnership, that is LLP, limited by partnership. So, whichever you choose, here are some features of a business name that you need to take note of. Number one, a business name is not different from a business owner. What do we mean by that? It means that once your business is registered as a business name, in terms of liabilities, the business owner or owners will be held responsible. Number two difference is in the form of registration. The registration of a business name is usually simpler and requires less details. So, for instance, when you're registering a business name, you get to register, you need the name of the person, the email address, registration address, details of the business, that's the company address, email, phone number, and the objects, just basic objects, and passport photograph and IDs of the owner or owners. That is completely different when you're coming to register a company limited, whether limited by shares or limited by guarantee. So the protocols for registering a business name are lesser than a company. Another difference also is that a business name is a business name actually takes it's actually in quotes cheaper. By cheaper, I mean that for some persons between 25, 30, or sometimes 50,000 naira, you have registered a business name, whether you're registering as sole proprietorship or as a partnership. But that's not the case for a company limited by shares. What you are required to pay, and if you're doing it by yourself, that's you're registering the business name by yourself, the CAC charges are also lesser than a company. Is that all right? So typically small trading companies, small trading businesses, sometimes logistics, events managers, lawyers, accountants, and all kinds of businesses can be registered as a business name. However, if you want to scale your business, you want a business that that outlives you, a business that that can exist on its own without you, a business that will be attractive to investors, then you need to register a company. You need to register a company limited by shares, a private company limited by shares, or if there are more than 500 members of the company, a public company limited by shares. All right. So here are three basic features of a company that distinguishes it from a business name. So a company usually ends with the word LTD. That's a private company limited by shares. A private company limited by guarantee, which is a form of company that is non-profit. So you want to do business, but profit is not your goal. You actually want to promote a particular activity, whether it's sports, education, a certain religion, or a certain goal. There are specific goals, tourism or something. Then you should register your business as a company limited by guarantee. And a company limited by guarantee would end with LTD stroke. That's forward, is that forward or back? Backslash. There's a back, forward slash. A forward slash GTE. I take that again. It will end with LTD forward slash GTE. Now, a public company limited by shares will usually end with PLC. So that's why you see companies like Dangote PLC. This is not a video to explain the nitty-gritties about the difference between a public or a private company. But one thing you should know is that membership of a public company must be more than 500 persons. More than 500 persons. Of course, you can still keep your company as a private company, although there are more than 500 persons. I hope you got that. I take that again. A public company limited by shares, that means a company that ends with the word, a company whose name ends with the word PLC, must have more than 500 shareholders or 500 members. However, that the company has a membership of more than 500 members does not necessarily require, so it's not a requirement that once your business gets 500, then you must be registered as a PLC. That's what I'm saying. When your business, you can still have your business have more than 500 members and still be a private company. Choices yours and choices that of the shareholders, directors of the company. Is that okay? All right. So number two feature that stands a company out is the existence as a corporate entity. So a company exists as a corporate person. A company is a corporate person. So it can buy land, own land in its name, sue and be sued in its name. It can own properties, enter into contracts in its name, and that is not so for a business name. If you are running a business name, you can't put forth the name of the business as the owner of any property. It will be the name of the owner or owners, in brackets, trading or doing business as the name of the business. Hmm? Number three, outstanding feature of a company, whether limited by liability, guarantee, or a public company, or an unlimited company. Yeah, there are unlimited companies. Now, or an unlimited company, the third distinguishing feature is that a company outlives its founders. Yeah, so what that means is that What that means is that when the founders die, a company can exist on its own. It can continue to carry on businesses and own properties on its own. Of course, it's not going to be doing it by itself. There will be directors, there will be decision makers, and so say Ade founded a business and then died in an accident. Provided the business was registered as a company, Ade Services Limited can still carry on business, carry out deliveries. But that's not so for a business name. Let me give you an instance now. A business name, usually when the documents are filed, they are filed with somebody's name on it, with the person's passport. So it is recognized that that person owns that business. Yes, that person owns that business. So if that person dies, no filings can be made on behalf of that person because the business is being done in the personal capacity of that person. So, so if you want a business or you are building a brand that lives after you, it is advisable that you register a company limited by shares guarantee or as a public limited liability company. So, do you have questions? I'm sure you enjoyed and learned three basic features that distinguish a business name from a company. If you need more, feel free to drop a comment, ask your questions in the comments. I'll be out there waiting to reply you. I will also appreciate it if you give us the thumbs up and subscribe to our channel because every single week, I upload 2 videos minimum to keep you informed about your startup. So now today you know how to start up that business and whether to choose a business name or a company. Yes. Finally, I will advise that if you, besides a business that outlives you, it's important that you register your business as a company limited by shares, especially because a company limited by shares can, in many circumstances, protect your personal assets from liability. I take it again. Once your company is registered as a company limited by shares, your personal assets are protected from liability. What does this mean? It means that if in the event that your company has liabilities, if that business is registered as a business name, you, the founder or founders, will be required to pay personally. Your house could be sold, your business could be the assets of the business, because your business is that you are as good as the business. Business is you. Once it's a business name, you are just trading under that name. But if it's a company, your personal liabilities are protected because your liabilities are to the extent of the shares that you have taken. And because the company has its own identity as a corporate person, that company will be liable to pay the debts unless in certain circumstances where we say the veil of incorporation is lifted. That's not the story for today. That's a story for another time. Till I see you next time, remember to give us a thumbs up, like this video, subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you next time. Ciao.